Good morning. Good morning. That's better. Welcome to all of our guests, dignitaries, families, community members, faculty, and of course, our students. My name is Fred Lowes. I'm the proud principal of Greater Fort Erie Secondary School, and I'm pleased to serve as your MC this morning. I would like to thank all of you for being here today for our official grand opening. Let me start by recognizing our G.F.E.S.S student band who played us into the theater this morning. Thank you. I'm very happy to welcome all of you to Greater Fort Erie Secondary School. We've been open nearly 2 months now, and I still hear comments from students and staff about how beautiful this school is. And I hope that all of our guests here today agree. At the conclusion of this event, there will be opportunities for you to take guided tours around the building to see some of the highlights of this facility led by our student chaperones. An immense project such as this one does not come together without the hard work and support of so many people. In fact, there's way too many to name. We are fortunate to hear from some of those people today. We will also hear from the people who this building was designed and built for, our students. You'll have the opportunity to see some of what's been going on here at Greater Fort Erie Secondary with our students and faculty for the last couple months in a video put together under the leadership of our Media Arts program. And at the conclusion of this event, we will begin our tours, followed by a reception with light refreshments in the Learning Commons. These refreshments have been created by our students in our Culinary Arts program. To begin, I would like to ask everyone to stand for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. I would now like to call upon Mr. Gary Parker, a representative from our partners and friends at the Fort Erie Native Friendship Center, to provide greetings. Mr. Parker.
Good morning, everyone. The way we would send the greetings out to saying Yao and well. What I'm going to do today is I'm just going to talk a little bit briefly of how we would start any type of gathering that we have in our hotel. It's what we call our ganonyo. I'm not going to take you formally because when do this opening, it requires to be closed as well. Unfortunately, we have an event at the Fort Erie Native Friendship Center with the 7 and 8s. Today, so I'll be taking off for that. But when we take us through this kind of formality that we do before we have any gatherings we have, whether it be a social gathering or ceremony, those type of things, we like to put everybody's minds in a good way. When we come together, that's one of the goals that we want to have is have our minds be put in a good way. When we go through this open, we acknowledge different things in our surroundings as our Haudenosaunee people. Our customs and practices are all land-based, so we acknowledge all those things in our surroundings. One of the first things that we would acknowledge is our Mother Earth. We call that Akinoe. And then we'd also acknowledge what we call Oniganos, our waters, as they're very important for us, our people, and our survival. It helps our plants grow and everything. And then we would go on to acknowledge the people, and that the people that are here, and also those people that have left us early. And then we'd also go on and acknowledge what we call our three sisters plants, our medicine plants, our joheko. And we'd also pay a particular attention to what we call our ojisondatsia, is our strawberry plants, as they have a very strong connection to our women and the women's responsibility in our culture and our way. Then we would also acknowledge our plants and animals. Those four-legged beings, they have a responsibility in our culture, and they also provide us sustenance, some food. So we pay particular attention to them. And we also acknowledge the insects, as they have a role and responsibility in our world as well. Then we would acknowledge our flying beings, those birds, as we monitor those birds and how they fly, and they guide us and they talk to us as well. Once we get done acknowledging those things on Earth, we start to acknowledge the winds that come from the west. And then we'll go on to acknowledge our thunder beings, as our thunder beings bring us and replenish rain, and replenish our Mother Earth with the rains that they bring. And then we'd go on to acknowledge the things in our sky world, and that's our sun and our stars and the moon. And they all have a particular duty and responsibility for our people. We don't go by a calendar year, we go by our moons, and we don't go by a full moon, we go by our new moon. So that's what keeps us on cycle, and that's what helps us plan out our year when we're able to have our ceremonies and our planting and our harvesting. So we follow those moons. Our grandmother moon has never failed us. She's always been there for us. Same thing with our sun. There's a strong responsibility for our people. Every morning he awakes us and shines down on us. Whether there's clouds in the skies or not, he'll still shine down upon us. And then we go on to acknowledge what we call Ge'enundi, our four beings. We don't know what those four beings are, but they're around here, and they're here to guide us. They're not here to resolve our problems or issues, but they're there to help guide us when we need. So we can call upon those four beings to help us in our everyday. Then we also go on to acknowledge and thank what we call Handsome Lake. And it's our prophecy of how we live our daily life as a whole and how we treat each other on a daily basis. And there's a lot of love and kindness that we acknowledge each other with, and that we always wish everyone well. And then we go on to acknowledge our final thing that we acknowledge is our Creator. It could be your God or whatever your beliefs are, but that Creator is the one that put it all here for us, and for us to have a good day and to have a good life. And then when we're all done with it, we acknowledge that we have shortened this speech up. In our language, we say that we just cut it in half, and that we'll add more to it another time. And when we finally wrap it all up, we say that we bundle it all up for everybody to have in a good way. And then when we close our speech off, we'll talk about putting our minds together as one. And that's what they say, Scott and Guatni Goink, is one mind. We want everybody's minds to be as one. So having said that, I wish you guys a good day today. I wish you a good opening. I want to thank you for inviting us down here. Like I said, Mr. Lowe's was saying, I work for the Fort Erie Native Friendship Center, and we're just down the road. And we have a very strong partnership with the school here, so we're looking forward to working with you in the future. And I wish you a good day and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Parker. And as mentioned by Gary, he will be slipping out this morning back to the Fort Erie Native Friendship Center, where he's part of an Indigenous Leadership Day hosting DSBN elementary schools from throughout. It's safe to say that this school would not have been possible without the vision and support of the DSBN Board of Trustees. They approved the plan to bring our community together and to build a school where we could all succeed. I would like to call upon our board chair, Ms. Dale Robinson, to say a few words.
Thank you very much. Gary is already gone. I would like to start off by saying at our school board meetings, we begin by acknowledging that we are on the traditional lands of the Haudenosaunee people. And after hearing Gary speak today, it becomes even more significant to recognize all that has happened and all that continues to happen in our community because of those connections. It is an absolute honor to be here today, and I know I speak for the trustees who were able to come this morning as well. And so thank you and congratulations to everyone who worked so hard to make everything happen as it should for us here today. The place is amazing. Greater Fort Erie Secondary School, G.F.E.S.S, is our first new secondary school in the DSBN in over 40 years. 40 years. That's a long, long time. And so this is an incredible achievement. I was fortunate enough back in my high school days to go to a brand new high school, a little older than 40 years, 43 years older, I think, 43 years ago. And it was incredible, but so very different in the design, the look, the feel, and the purpose back in those days. So this is truly a testament to a new way of learning and a new way of being, and a credit to all who created it. We have a lot of people that we need to recognize, not just the trustees. Our community members who supported the consolidation of two great secondary schools, Ridgeway Crystal Beach and Fort Erie Secondary School. That was a huge leap of faith to decide to consolidate. Our building partners who worked with us to have vision for what a 21st century school could be and should be. The staff of the DSBN who worked tirelessly right from the minute that the building was approved to make it ready for one and for every day after. The town of Fort Erie, our supportive community partner, who, because of them, we are sitting in this beautiful theater today. The teachers, the support staff, Mr. Lauk's administration, who went above and beyond their job description to ensure that every student had a smooth transition into this beautiful place in September. Our director, whose vision and leadership is inspiring and motivates us all to do what's best for our students in Niagara. And to our senior administration team, who truly are a team, and together with trustees, we do what's best for students. I also would like to acknowledge our trustee, Dave Schabel, who doesn't want to be acknowledged, but who has played an important role in helping this come to fruition, along with other projects, education projects in Niagara. And finally, a very, very special thank you to you, our students, for your energy and for your enthusiasm. We can see already just walking into the building that you're off to a great start here. You're forming new friendships, new teams, new clubs, new levels of academic and athletic excellence, and a new school spirit you can almost feel. So I want to leave you with one special thought today. You've come here from two separate buildings. And schools are not buildings. You've come to this beautiful new place, but I don't want you to think of your school as a building. A school is people. And it's the people that are here with you today that are the things that's what you should remember when you look back on your high school education. You are not just Griffins. You are G.F.E.S.S, Greater Fort Erie Secondary School, and you will continue to make a difference in your community and beyond. And I'd like to quote Mr. Laukson, your slogan. You, each of you, all of you, are our Greater Fort Erie Secondary School, and you are stronger together.
Thank you, Dale. At this time, I would like to introduce our director, Mr. Warren Hoshizaki. Warren's leadership has been instrumental to this project and to the DSBN. I can confidently say that without Warren's leadership, I would not be standing before you today at this amazing learning facility. He's a tireless advocate for the needs of students and student learning. Because of this focus, we now have a new school completely designed to support students' education now and into the future. Thank you very much, Warren. At this time, I'd ask if you to come say a few words.
This is a magnificent school, and it's been a long time in the making. So it's important that we got it right. Mr. Lowe's is the right person to lead this project. I think this is the first time I've seen you without your hard hat and boots in a long time, Mr. Lowe's. This building is special for a number of reasons. The construction is beautiful. It's truly a showcase building in this community. It's built to support student learning. Just by walking through, you can see that the design fits students perfectly. Students have so many places they can work together, where they can collaborate and create. And that's what makes this building so special, the people inside it. When it comes down to it, I hope that with this building, we're helping to build a community. Many places within the town are distinct and have their own unique histories. But this is a place where you can all come together as one, where you build relationships with one another, where you can succeed together. I remember coming to watch the game against Thorold Secondary School earlier this month out in the beautiful new turf field. The stands were filled with people, everyone cheering on the Griffins, your home team. For me, in that moment, I saw the community together, and I truly believe that makes Fort Erie greater. I'd like to take a moment to recognize those who worked together to make this new school a reality. Thank you to the Board of Trustees for their support and commitment. With us today, Chair Dale Robinson, Vice Chair Kevin Maves, Trustees Dave Schaubel, Cheryl Ketty Scott, Sue Barnett, Jonathan Fast, and Helga Campbell. Area Superintendent Helen McGregor and Superintendent of Business Services Stacey Veld deserve thanks for their leadership. I'd also like to express my gratitude to the Ontario Ministry of Education for providing the funding to make this school a reality. St. Catharines MPP Jim Bradley is with us today and will be saying a few words on behalf of the ministry. Thank you to Mayor Redicott and the members of the Fort Erie Town Council for their support and cooperation during the planning and construction phases of the school. For the moment the DSBN trustees approved this school, staff went to work to make it happen. From Panici Architects, who created the outstanding design, to the construction and craftsmanship of Structron construction builders and the interior designers and landscapers. and to Bob Dunn, the Facility Services staff. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize the incredible staff here at this school. The teachers and support staff who work tirelessly every day to give you the best education. To Mr. Lowe's and Ms. Parlator, who support you, the community, and teachers. The caretakers who keep this building spotless and shining. The administrative assistants who deal with a mountain of tasks to keep the school running smoothly. This school is off to an incredible start, and I have something to help commemorate your grand opening. The painting you see is an original piece of Indigenous art by Derek Harper. He's an artist from Keewaywin, an Aboriginal community in northwestern Ontario, the Sandy Lake area, who specializes in woodland-style artwork. I think it's a fitting piece to celebrate your opening and to come together of community. Congratulations on a great start, Griffins, and all the best future success.
Thank you, Warren, for your words and for your gift. Thank you very much. The Ontario government has been a tremendous partner with the DSBN, fully funding the construction of Greater Fort Erie Secondary School. First elected to the legislature in 1977, Mr. Jim Bradley has long been a champion for the people of Niagara. No doubt he helped make the case for this new school with his colleagues around the cabinet table at Queen's Park. I know that he's fond of brief introductions, so I will simply ask St. Catharines Member of Provincial Parliament, Jim Bradley, to come say a few words.
And thank you very much, Mr. Lowe's, for that mercifully brief introduction. Today, delighted to be with all of you, and I think the suggestion through the brief introduction was that the speech should be brief, and I know the students particularly will be pleased with that. Mr. Lowe's, by the way, is well known not only in our part of the province, but across the province as being an outstanding educator and is the perfect leader for those who are assembled here today at this wonderful new school. Let me start by acknowledging that Niagara is located on the traditional territory of Indigenous peoples dating back, indeed, countless generations. We show respect for their contributions and we recognize the role of treaty making in what is now Ontario. Hundreds of years after the first treaties were signed, they are still relevant today. I'm here on behalf of Education Minister Mitzi Hunter, who is in the legislature today, would be delighted to be with us, but asked me to convey her very best wishes, and I will do so in a moment in a scroll that she has provided for this special occasion. I'm here also in the presence of Wayne Gates, who is the MPP for this part of the province. It's called Niagara Falls, but it includes the town of Fort Erie, Niagara Falls, and Niagara Lake, and I know Wayne is very supportive of this initiative and of education in our area. It's an honor to celebrate the official opening of Greater Fort Erie Secondary School, though you've had an unofficial opening for some period of time and have been able to enjoy this building, which I must say is spectacular, and the students and the community are deserving of this kind of building, because in the year 2017, schools are entirely different than they were a couple of generations ago, and what is required is far different than it was on those occasions. So I'm delighted to see that this school contains all what you would be looking for as students and members of the community. I know a lot of hard work led up to this day, so I do want to take a moment to thank everyone involved in the project, from the planning stages through the construction. I'm really looking forward. I'd like to thank in advance the team of dedicated educators and educational workers who will shape the school community for many years to come. And it's, as we have all said today, I must say, it's a team when it's part of a school. The educational team consists of so many different people who make the contribution to the school, and I want to pay tribute to all of those. I know they appreciate this particular building and what it can provide for students. It'll be a wonderful addition to the District School Board of Niagara, and indeed, as Mayor Redekop would say, to the town of Fort Erie. So congratulations to all. We have about 2 million students in our publicly funded schools in Ontario, and it's important for these students to have spaces equipped for them to learn and to grow. And this is why the government continues to invest in our schools and in infrastructure. $20.6 million in the case for the Great Erie Fort Erie Secondary School. And it's nice to see our continued investment come to fruition with the opening of this brand new state-of-the-art facility. Ontario has provided more than $420 million in funding 54 new, renovated, and expanded schools opening this year, including 25 brand new schools, major additions at 16 existing schools, and significant renovations to another 13 schools. Since 2003, Ontario has invested $13.4 billion in school infrastructure, including more than 750 new schools and a similar number of additions and renovations. Providing local students with a modern and innovative learning environment aligns with our commitment to help each and every student reach his or her full potential and achieve excellence. Once again, I congratulate you on the official opening of Greater Fort Erie Secondary School. I'm confident this new school will provide an atmosphere for students to be enlightened and inspired, and I wish you all the best for the remainder of the school year. I do have a message from the minister, a brief message contained in a commemorative scroll for the school, and Mitzi Hunter asked me to read this to you today. To the participants of the official opening of Greater Fort Erie Secondary School, on behalf of the Ministry of Education, I'm pleased to extend my congratulations on the occasion of the official opening of Greater Fort Erie Secondary School. I'm confident that Greater Fort Erie Secondary School will provide its students with a well-rounded education to inspire and to challenge them. Education is about more than just learning to read and write. It is about ensuring that students have a supportive learning environment that enables them to gain the knowledge, skills, and confidence to be successful and engaged citizens. I am certain that Greater Fort Erie Secondary School will help provide its students with the support they need, not only to achieve, but to thrive. Many thanks to the educators, parents, and community members who were instrumental in making this new school a reality. This is signed by Mitzi Hunter, Minister of Education in the Province of Ontario. Delighted to be with you today, as I was when the official announcement was made a few years ago. At that time, all of us, Warren, were envisioning what the new school would look like, and our vision has come to a reality, and you are the beneficiaries, and you're deserving of this wonderful facility for students and for the community at large in Fort Erie. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim. We have talked a lot about students today. Now it is time for us to see them in action, specifically during the first 2 months of our new school. At this time, in preparation for our video put together by our Media Arts program, I'd ask of our students standing to my right and to my left to proceed up the stairs at the back of the theater, and our stage party to my left can fill in where they are, and the band could fill in on the right-hand side so that we can all enjoy this video presentation. Thank you.
Staff and students of the District School Board of Niagara gathered recently in Fort Erie to hear about an upcoming big announcement about their future secondary school education.
Good job. Good job.
Welcome to Greater Fort Erie Secondary School.
Did I lose my stage party? I will roll with it. Thank you once again. I'm going to be lonely by myself up here on that one row. Thank you once again to our Media Arts program, along with teacher Mr. Chuck Stone, for capturing our students and faculty in action during this past September and October with some of the academic, athletic, arts, and technological offerings Greater Fort Erie Secondary School provides our students. At this time, I want to introduce some of our students that will share with you their thoughts about their time thus far at Greater Fort Erie Secondary School. We have grade 9 student Adam Whale, whom had a large voice in the naming of our school back when he was in grade 7. Grade 11 student Hannah Walpole, who has been a very positive and supportive young person in bringing our community of learners together. And grade 12 students Grace Doby and Maddie Beam, our very first co-prime ministers of our very first G.F.E.S.S Students Council. Adam?
I would like to welcome you to Greater Fort Erie Secondary School's official grand opening. My name is Adam Whale, and last year I attended Stevensville Public School, so this is my first year of high school. As a grade 9, my classmates and I will be the first to spend our entire 4-year high school career here at Greater Fort Erie Secondary School. And I've been asked to give you a grade 9's perspective of the brand new high school. One thing that I enjoy about being in high school is all the choices we have. In public school, we didn't get to choose what subjects we do, but now we get more and more choice each year. With all the extraordinary opportunities here at G.F.E.S.S, we have a great chance at succeeding and fulfilling our dreams. G.F.E.S.S has many fantastic facilities, such as our amazing synthetic field and track, our hardwood gym floor, this amazing auditorium, cosmetology, automotive, and the culinary arts. We are so privileged to have these resources to further our academic and extracurricular activities. Speaking of extracurricular activities, we have so many here at G.F.E.S.S. From sports teams to a robotics club, we have it all. This helps us to meet new people that share the same or similar interests. Another thing the grade 9s are thankful for is the opportunity to come together as a community of students. We get to meet fellow students that we wouldn't have gotten to meet if there were still 2 high schools in Fort Erie. This helps us establish new friendships and help our existing friendships to flourish. This new school has also provided us with many incredible teachers to help further our education and teach us new things. The teachers are always there to help and always want their students to succeed. This is the perfect staff for a new and growing school. In conclusion, my classmates and I are obviously happy with the turnout of this amazing facility. The next few years look bright. I can't wait to see how the school grows. Thank you.
Sorry. Ooh. You know what? Maybe I'll just, if that works. Yeah, I'll hold it. Good morning, parents, teachers, peers, and guests. A few of you may know me, but for the ones who don't, I am Hannah Walpole, a grade 11 student here at Greater Fort Erie Secondary. I'd like to say hello again and welcome to the long-awaited new school. Not like any new school, but the home of the Griffins, a school Fort Erie can be proud of. No longer are we split, but together as one. I had the privilege of being the valedictorian for my grade 8 class at Garrison Rd Public School. And during my speech, I touched on the ideas of us being the first group here at Greater Fort Erie. At the time, we were all excited, but also very scared on how this combination of schools would work. But I can stand here today and proudly say that this is one great school. The first few days were a little rough as there was still construction going on, but each and every day we see improvements here at Greater Fort Erie. I would like to thank Mr. Lowe's and the entire staff for their effort in bringing us here together. This school has brought together students and friends from all over Greater Fort Erie, and all I can say about that is how lucky we are to have such a great community. No longer will you hear, "Go Falcons" or "Blue Devils rule," but we will all now say, "Go Griffins," together as one. Thank you.
teachers, students, parents, and guests. Welcome to the grand opening of Greater Fort Erie Secondary School. This is Grace, and I'm Maddie.
We're currently grade 12 students here at G.F.E.S S, and we're also honored to be the first Prime Ministers of G.F.E.S.'s Student Council.
This year, the town of Fort Erie has become the home of the Griffins, a passionate, determined, and welcoming community. We feel extremely lucky to be a part of this amazing new school and to be given the chance to experience a brand new faculty full of new opportunities to grow and learn.
The merging of Fort Erie Secondary School and Ridgeway Crystal Beach High School has allowed all of us to make new friends and be introduced to a much wider range of people. We see so many new faces every day and now get to work closely with so many amazing students and teachers that we never would have otherwise gotten to. Greater Fort Erie Secondary School has inspired so much excitement within our community, and I think we speak for everyone when we say that the students here feel extremely lucky to have the chance to attend such a community-driven, state-of-the-art institution for our remaining years of high school.
We watched the school grow into what it is today, both through the construction cameras we all eagerly watched over the past year, and through our involvement in the decisions made. It is so inspiring for us as students to see our ideas personified in the building around us. As a result of this, the energy here is unlike any other. As students, this school is allowing us to experience much wider range of classes and extracurricular activities, and this only adds to the spirit felt by our school community.
It is incredibly exciting to have the opportunity to finish our final year of high school here at G.F.E.S S. Coming from two different schools with such rich histories, we are happy to see our past schools being honored and merged into an even stronger community. As the first graduating class, we have the opportunity to become a part of this new G.F.E.S history and to leave our mark in ways we never could have experienced before. As we begin to plan our futures and choose what we want to do post-secondary, I feel confident that this school will prepare us for whatever lies ahead. Greater Fort Erie Secondary School is an incredible launching pad for our post-secondary careers, and as it is sure to push us forward into success, I am certain that all of us will look fondly back at our time here at G.F.E.S.
This year, we are so honored to be the co-prime ministers of Greater Fort Erie's very first Students' Council. Our council is made up of some awesome, enthusiastic students, and leading it thus far has been extremely rewarding. We have already had some successful events like our recent pep rally, and we are looking forward to holding much more, such as our upcoming Halloween dance and semi-formal. We are both shocked and impressed by our overwhelming school spirit and student engagement, and we cannot wait to continue to represent the voices of G.F.E.S students in any way we can. We are excited to continue to work with the school to make the home of the Griffins the best place it can possibly be.
We have been given an unbelievable opportunity to experience Greater Fort Erie Secondary School in its opening years, and we as Griffins have the power to shape it. We feel confident that our community will only grow stronger as time goes on. We are so excited, and we are looking forward to everything great to come in our first year as Griffins.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adam, Hannah, Grace, and Maddie. At this time, I would like to introduce one last guest, a guest of honor. However, this guest does not have a name. This guest is our school mascot. Later this year, through Student Voice, we will be canvassing our youth throughout the town of Fort Erie to submit names for our mascot. We will narrow these names down and then invite our students from JK through grade 12 to vote for their favorite name for our mascot. This naming will take place very similar to how the Griffins were chosen as our actual mascot for our new school. I present to you our unnamed mascot. At this time, our mascot, accompanied by our newly formed G.F.E.S. drumline, is going to lead our students on this side of the stage into the back of the theater and into the gymnasium. From there, our students will be afforded the opportunity to return to their period 3 classes, along with their teachers. Once our students have left the gymnasium and the theater for their classes, our guests will be able to exit into the atrium, to my left, your right, where you will find our student chaperones that will happily take you on tours of our amazing new school. From there, our guests are invited back to our Learning Commons for reception with light snacks and refreshments. Thank you, everyone, for making today happen. I will leave you with our mascot and drumline to take over.